It's Triple Crown here, Saturday, April 5th, 2025. As you can see, I am an incredibly fast walker, the fastest man on earth. No, just kidding. I've sped up this part of the video because today's name of the game is speed. I'm back at Xenia for the first time in about a year. Not set up, just walking around looking to buy. And boy, oh boy, have things changed. There are now 3 buildings at this show with over 300 tables. And my goal is to try to see as much as I possibly can today and pick up as much as I possibly can today for various purposes. I need to restock my own stuff. Maybe I'll find something for one of my sets, spoiler alert, and maybe I can find some stuff for whatnot. Really no particular order on those objectives, but I'm going through things fast. As you can see, I kind of passed through the first few tables. What I'm looking for is cards and showcases that jump out to me right away. I'm looking for things that look to be priced reasonably. And if I see a value box, usually when I'm digging, I'll go through the first few cards and see if there's something that is of interest to me. You can see there, I saw a few things and I'm like, okay, I would like these, but at the price points they were at, they were okay, but I felt like I could do better. So I decided to move along. And I just keep going through these showcases here in this third building. I had to get here a little early because in order to get through all these tables, I'm going to need to use my time as wisely as possible because quite frankly, 300 tables in about a 5-hour span is going to be tough pickings. Now, as I go through these boxes again, I'm just trying to think, is this the best use of my time to go through these boxes? And typically I'm going to hold myself to maybe 2 or 3 stacks at a time. As you can see here, I'm grabbing a couple of handfuls, looking through everything, and if I find a couple of cards that I like, then I'm going to keep going in the box. But if I'm not finding anything and I make it through a row or a few stacks, then it's usually time to call it quits. Like for example here, I was still fishing for things. I probably should have just, given up hope at this point because I didn't really see too much that was catching my eye. And then I'm scanning tables really quickly. The other thing I'm looking for is cards that are priced. You can see this showcase, everything is very clearly priced. So I'm definitely going to stop and take a look at that, but many in this first room were not. And because of that, I don't want to have to stop and ask for prices. I want to be able to see everything in the show and kind of go through things. There's plenty to choose from here. So I'm just moving fast, and unfortunately I come away empty-handed in the first building, but thankfully there's a lot more to go.
How are you, boss?
Check by yourself.
Another day. And always do what exactly.
The very first card I set aside in this deck is a Harrison Smith, fantastic safety for many years for the Minnesota Vikings. It's a numbered relic card, and it's only for $1. It is a game-used material as well. That's the type of stuff I'm looking for in these boxes. I kind of want to pick out things where I'm fully comfortable paying the sticker because I don't want to have to rely on a discount to be okay with the number that I'm getting to. To me, if it's fairly priced as it is, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. I'm not going to see if someone will do $3 on a $5 card. Perhaps I'm missing out on some things by doing it that way, but with just so much to go through, and also I don't want to beat the dealers down on these value box cards. I mean, there's already good value in a lot of these. I might as well just go for it, right? You can see I set aside that nice Hunter Henry on-card autograph there out of 25. And that's really the aim of the game here is I'm looking for cheap stuff that will be run at auction. And then possibly I might be able to find something for my set. I am spending much more time digging in these boxes, and a lot of these blue ices that I'm looking for that I can't find on eBay, they're going to be in these boxes. Perhaps I can find some diamond anniversaries. Maybe I just find something cool that I want to keep for myself. I mean, that happens too. This guy, if Easton Stick ever turns out to be something, he'll be in good shape there. But I just keep going through here trying to pick out whatever jumps out to me. He's got a lot of nice low-numbered stuff, a lot of autographs in here. And that's really what I'm going to aim for. I also pick up a gold out of 10 here in a moment for only $1. Really anybody gold out of 10 except for if it was a name that is causes controversy, then maybe I'm not going to pick it up. But anything that is numbered out of 10, otherwise, yeah, I'm picking it up every single time. He's got it all very nicely, clearly marked. He's got it divided by sport. Really all you can ask for out of a value box. So I'm going to keep building my little stack here, show you what else I pull out, and then we'll make an offer on the stack, or we'll just take it for full price. We'll see what happens.
There's some pictures in there. But anyway.
I think I have 15 here.
Third year, $75.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Henry Davis is going to figure it out. That's a really cheap 05 Henry Davis.
I don't think he will.
I don't think he will either.
Here's a dealer that I've done many deals with before. He usually tells me that people recognize his voice in my videos too. Always has great stuff in his value boxes, and I found a couple little hidden gems in there, or at least they were hidden gems to me. And now I'm going to peruse his showcases. The optimal goal for me when I am digging in these value boxes is to build up a stack and then find cards in the showcases to supplement it. So if I find something in his showcase, I want to ideally be able to take that card and pay for my stack in the value box. Now, it might not work out, especially if I have an exceptionally large stack, but for only $25 worth of value here, I definitely think I can find something, and oh boy, do I find something that I really like.
What do you see there you want me to pull for you? I see eyeball stuff, so tell me what you want to know.
What do you think I see that I like?
What, the chase?
No, you're close. That Griffey.
Oh, yeah. I'll take care of you on it, but you won't see another one. Got $250 on it. The last two sales are $180 and $375, and they were 3 years ago. And before that, it hadn't sold forever. I would do two.
Normally when I freeze frame I do black and white, but I want you to be able to look at this card. It is a beauty. This is a first year Topps Black Ken Griffey Jr. I know some might feel a little uncomfortable with him in the Reds uniform. To me, I love seeing Griffey in a Reds uniform. That might be a little biased considering where I'm from. But these first year Topps Black cards, really any Topps Black card from, let's say, 10 years ago or prior, are exceptionally difficult to find. To give you some perspective, I scoured eBay many years for the Miguel Cabrera one when I was super collecting Miggy, and there was only, I think, 2 or 3 that I never obtained during my days as a super collector. The only one that I never even saw for sale was the 2003, the very first year of them. So to get a player like Griffey and at a cost that is fairly reasonable at $200, yeah, I have to jump on this. I'm going to try to just get a couple bucks off my stack out of the value box, but this is one of those where you see it, if it's reasonable, you don't ask questions, you just take it. Especially with someone that I've done business with before. $200 to me is more than fair for this card. I am super pumped to go ahead and pick this one up. Let's go ahead and close this bad boy out. Can I add in that Caleb Williams relic for $240 on the stack?
I'm going to say the answer is probably yes, but let me double check and make sure what you have in your stack.
Surfaces are tough when you
You know me.
Yeah, the mask takes care of things. They like scrape up the, like the roof. It's really easy.
This second building is definitely treating me a lot better than my first little walkthrough. I am very pleased to pick up that Griffey, although the name of the game was mostly going through value boxes quickly today. I did want to pick up a few nice cards. It's not always about quantity, it's about quality as well. And seeing that Griffey, I can go home very pleased, especially if my luck continues in the value boxes. Here I find some that are priced out in different price points. So he's got a 1, 2, 5, 10 section. And then he's also got player sections, a lot of Reds in there. He has an awesome Reds collection. He showed me some of his Matt McLean rainbows. Just some really impressive stuff. As a former player collector, I can definitely appreciate a well put together rainbow. But I'm going to peruse this box a little bit more and try to build up my stack and then go through his case. Now, when I find someone that has a really nice player collection that is in their case, typically it means that I'm not going to ask about it, because I imagine that it's only really going to be for sale if they get a number that they are very content with. Basically a Godfather offer, as we call it, which is a number they cannot refuse. And in a lot of cases, I'm just not that interested to make said Godfather offer, especially if it is beyond reason in some cases. But I'm finding a lot of good stuff in there. Some cool All-Star Game relics, some nice numbered stuff, and I'm definitely going to dig through that stars section and see what else I can pull out. I've got 20 out of your box here. Can we make it 30 with the on-campus monitor?
Sure.
All right, cool.
No problem. Yeah. Never such a
I am kicking myself because that clip was supposed to be several minutes long, and instead somehow I only managed to record 3 seconds when I'm picking up the cards at the end of the deal. We'll chalk it up to user error, and I'll have to rely on a little narration here to tell you about it. But really the main highlight of this little transaction was this Rafi Devers 1-of-1 that you see on screen. It's really tough to tell the parallels on these 1990 35th anniversary autos, but you can tell based on the background color. You can kind of see it's got this silvery platinum background. Well, that is because it is the platinum 1-of-1. Unfortunately, the borders do not necessarily lend themselves to being able to distinguish it too easy, but I noticed it. He had 1-of-1 labeled on the sticker, and that kind of confirmed my suspicions, and he had this only at $100. Now, Devers had an insanely rough start to the season. I think a lot of it had to do with him being put at DH. He said that they wanted to play in the field, and from what I've heard, it's kind of messed with his routine. Whatever the case may be, he's still a very dominant hitter in Major League Baseball, and whatever slumps he may find himself in, I have a lot of confidence in him to find his way out. But at $100 to me, that just seemed like a no-brainer. If a hobby box is around $100 and you pull this out of your hobby box, I feel like you'd be pretty thrilled. And it was one of those where I saw it at that sticker, and I'm like, you know what, I just have to go for it. And then I built a nice little stack of value box cards to go with it. It turns out that I posted this Devers for sale about 4 days later while I was in Strongsville. Vlog on that coming later in the week, by the way. And I ended up selling it at $250, which is perfect. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Taking the showcase card or cards, being able to pair them together with the value box cards, and now my expense is completely covered on those value box cards. I'm already in the black on the deal. Don't have to worry about, trying to recoup costs on those value box cards. So this is kind of what the strategy is for me right now when I'm going and walking shows where there is an ability to bundle box cards with showcase cards.
You have anything else you're looking to move?
Don't think so. Let me make sure.
Have you ever seen my Brady stuff?
I've seen some of them.
On like Instagram or whatever?
Here's something that you won't see too often on this channel just because really I don't need to, but it is me selling to a dealer. Now this is a colleague of mine who, you can go check it out on Instagram because he actually made a post about our little deal that we make here. But he is a huge Tom Brady collector. I had this card in my inventory. It's a 2022 Donruss jersey number parallel. It's kind of a unique thing that Donruss does. They're all orange border cards, but they are numbered to the player's specific jersey number. I've owned them from guys like a Joey Bosa, who would be 99 out of 99 or whatever the case would be. I've also had the Kyler Murray, which is a 1-of-1. Here I have good old TV12, and as the namesake would suggest, it is numbered to only 12 and it's a PSA 10. I'm into it at a pretty good clip. I'd like to free up my cash flow a little bit, and this is the perfect guy to sell it to. So I'm going to try to give him as much of a discount as I can, and also maybe try to get a free value box stack.
You said 320, I'm sorry, right?
325.
325.
Yeah.
And you had, was it 20, you said?
27.
27. And 325, is that what you valued, or that's what your number?
That's what I'm asking for it, but I'm open to it. I got it at a decent price.
Decent?
So, yeah. At least in my opinion.
Would like 2.25 get it done?
Plus these?
Plus those, yeah.
I do 250.
Split with me 240?
Yeah, that's fine. I know it's going to a good home. So.
Yeah, it's going into a collection that ain't going anywhere, so.
That worked out beautifully. I got to the margin that I really wanted to get on that Brady card, and better yet, I know that it's going to a good home, as you heard there at the end of that clip. It's going into his collection, and he made a post about it on Instagram. Again, I don't give names in the videos, but you could probably guess who it is, and you can go check out that post on my Instagram at It's Triple Crown. But I get some cash to go spend on something else, and I also get a nice little stack of value box cards. Really, this is going fantastic. I am moving through this show at a really good pace. I've filled up half my case already, which is really the goal here, is to fill it up with cards today. And I couldn't be more thrilled with how this is going. And this sale is just kind of the cherry on top of what has already been a phenomenal day. Oh yeah, if anything else could put me in a good mood, it would be finding a blue ice for my set. I can count on one hand the number of times I've actually been able to find one of these 2020 blue ices out in the wild that wasn't one of the big 5 quarterbacks, because, well, those are more than I want to pay for them. But these are the ones that are especially hard to find, because these are the ones that aren't always put up on an eBay or a ComC. I could not be more elated to find this one. It's Zach Ertz, and guess what? I need it. I cannot wait to pick this up. I'm going to finish looking through this binder first, but yeah, I ended up getting the Zach Ertz for myself and could not be more pumped about that.
I think I'll just take these. It's 2 from your $2 box and then the Saturday.
Just make it 50 even.
Sounds good to me. Was hoping you were going to say that.
Make it easy.
Finally make it to the very back of the second building. Quick lap around the tables. A lot of them are Pokemon. That's not really what I'm looking for today. But I do find this Jeff Saturday 1 of 1, and I'm able to bundle in a couple of cards from the $2 box with it. Absolutely love it. And from there, I make a loop around the perimeter back to the front so that I can get into the main building. Now, I did a lap around the main building, fished a couple of things out of value boxes there. Nothing really too noteworthy. A lot of the dealers that I see in the main room are the same guys that I see around at various different shows. So I didn't really feel any pressure to go out and make a lot of deals there, because I would probably see these same cards at a future show, or see these same dealers at a future show, I should say. And with that, I did make it through pretty much the whole show in the allotted time that I gave myself today. I felt like I did it pretty efficiently. I was extremely pleased with my pickups. I even found a blue ice. How is it not a good day when you find a blue ice for your set? And yeah, the return to Xenia really could not have gone any better. So I'll be back later this week with some more buying up in Strongsville. Can't wait to show you that. But until next time, take care, stay safe, be kind.